omelette.
Okay, count your total number of marks. Make sure it tallies. Don't forget the penalization table. For WA, penalize maximum marks. Okay.
Minus 2 marks.
Right? Ready to start going through? Let's start already. Yeah. So I think most of you will be contented with what you got. Okay. Those that didn't pass, I think that there are still certain learning points. Okay. Things that we can learn and improve on. Alright. So don't forget our end point is the end of year. Okay. Your O levels, not so much about your WAs. Okay. So let's look at question 1. Question 1, generally most of us are able to do it well. Okay. Only some of you have very careless mistakes. Okay, so y is equals to this. We find dy over dx by using our product rule. Differentiating cosine will give you negative sine x.
Why are you making that face?
Okay, then after that, differentiating 1 plus 4x to the power of 10 will give us this. Some of you forget about this 4. Okay, you forget to differentiate the 1 plus 4x inside. Alright, then upon simplification, you can get this. Okay, some of you want to factorize, that's fine, okay, but it's not necessary, so you can leave your answer in this table. Okay. For part B, it is much better if you do by quotient rule. I think only very rare few of you who do by product rule. Okay, and then I don't quite recall whether the product rule wants, okay, whether you make any careless mistakes or not. Okay, by doing by your quotient rule, we will keep the bottom, differentiate the top, which is 4, minus away, keeping the top, differentiating the bottom, followed by squaring the bottom itself. Okay, so tangent x square, okay, you need to put brackets and then square on the outside, otherwise you put the square on the inside. Okay, then we simplify it. Actually not much of simplification. Okay, and then we get this. Alright? Yeah. Take your water bottle. Okay. Question 2. For the function, okay, that is being defined, which is fx equals to 1 over 3x plus 2 plus x squared, most of you can differentiate this correctly, whereby you recognize 1 over 3x plus 2 as 3x plus 2 to the power of negative 1. And then upon differentiation, power minus 1, not forgetting to differentiate your 3x, whereby you will have 3. So we get negative 3 over 3x plus 2 plus x squared. Okay, sorry, plus 2x. Okay, so most of you can settle with this 1 mark. Right, it is about the next 2 marks, okay, where some of you don't quite get the. Okay, so in order to show that this is going to be completely less than 0 or more than 0, because the question did not say whether is it an increasing or decreasing function, you need to prove it. But in this case, okay, it is actually a decreasing function, and the reason is because of differentiation. Okay, so we are given that the interval for x to be less than negative 1, we know that 2x will actually be less than negative 2 because we multiply by 2 on both sides. and then 2x is less than negative 2, which is clearly less than 0. Okay, so this is a straightforward one, which could easily earn you 1 mark already. Okay, because the marking scheme was lenient in the sense that they allow 1 mark for this, or else, okay, you can show that this entire thing is less than 0. So the challenge is about how do we show that this other thing is less than 0. We know that 3x plus 2 squared is more than 0 for x less than negative 1. Okay, so negative 3 over 3x plus 2 squared will be less than 0 because you're taking a negative number to divide by a positive number. Okay, so we see that this is a negative number and this is a negative number. If I have two negative numbers subtract or adding up each other, okay, for example, negative 2 plus negative 5, overall confirm will become negative 1. Okay, you need to use a little bit of mental logic to look at things. Okay, if a negative number adding with another negative number, no matter what, it will surely be negative. Okay, so that explains why your f prime x will be less than 0. Okay, so therefore we conclude that f is actually decreasing. Right? Okay, so given the equation of the curve, we differentiate it, we get 6x minus 7. This 6x minus 7 is the gradient of the tangent. Okay, but what we're given with 5y plus x equals to k is that it is a normal to the curve at point A. So upon manipulating this, okay, we find that the gradient of the normal is equals to negative 1 over 5. Okay, which explains why the gradient of the tangent will be equals to negative 1 divided by negative 1 over 5, which is a positive 5. So then we equate 6x minus 7 equals to 5. And we get x equals to 2. Okay. So x equals to 2 is the x coordinate of a point found on the curve. Okay, in order to find the coordinates of A, we need to find the y coordinate. Okay, you can substitute x equals to 2 in here. And we get 9. So we find that the coordinates of A will be 2, 9. Okay? And then for us to find out the value of K, this 2, 9 is actually on the equation of the normal as well. Okay, so therefore, we will find that K equals to 47. Okay, how are the marks actually distributed? 1 mark if you can differentiate this. Okay, another mark when you can form this equation using the gradients. Okay, and then 1 mark each as answers for A and also the value of K. Next we look at question 4. Alright, for question 4 as well as question 6, notice that the formula of the sphere as well as formula of area of sector and arc length of a sector, those things were given to you, but don't take for granted that you will always be given. Okay, so you still need to actually go and memorize all these mensuration formulas. Okay, so okay, so in question 4, right, it says that a balloon in the shape of a sphere is being inflated by a pump. Okay, the volume of the balloon is increasing at a constant rate. Okay, so we identify that dV over dt has been given to be 500 cm3 per second. So the balloon was empty at the start of the pumping. Okay, we want to find out what is the radius of the balloon after 20 seconds. Okay, so in part I, right, there was no need for us to actually complicate things by using our connected rates of change. Okay, so we can let V be volume of balloon and R be the radius. After 20 seconds, based on this rate of change that was given, we see that the volume will be 500 times 20, which is 10,000 cm3. Okay, we want to find the radius at this particular volume. Since we are given that volume is 4 over 3 pi r cubed, we will solve this equation to find out what is the radius. Okay, so r cubed equals 10,000 divided by 4 over 3 pi, which is about 2387.32. Okay, so we get 13.4. Okay, and this question, right, some of you were penalized for units. If you look at the cover page, okay, so look at whether under units you got penalized for 4 part I or not. Okay, the units that you were penalized for is in the final answer because you're looking for radius. Okay, so please make sure that you have your units cm. Okay. In this question, where were the marks? The marks was finding out what is the volume, and then after that, final answer. Okay. Then in part 2, right, we want to find the rate of increase of the radius, which means that we want to find dr over dt. Okay. We are given dV over dt, and since we want to find dr over dt, that means that I should be looking for a dV over dr. Okay, and we can find dV over dr given the fact that we have the volume formula. So dV over dr will be 4 pi r squared. Okay. Then in order to form the appropriate formula, it should be dV over dt equals to dV over dr times dr over dt. Okay? Some of you still struggle in terms of finding out or forming this formula. It is all over the place. You interswitch dV over dr over dv. Okay, so conceptually that's not correct. That's why some of you are actually penalized in that area. Alright? So dv over dt is 500. dv over dr is 4 pi r squared. And dr over dt is what I want to find. Okay, we want to find it when the time is after 20 seconds. And after 20 seconds, the radius is actually 13.365. So that's why we are going to take this 13.365 and substitute inside here for the value of r. Some of you misread, okay, and you substitute in 20. 20 is in seconds, is time, yeah? Okay, so your dr over dt will be equals to 500 divided by 4 pi r squared when your r is 13.365. So that comes out to be 0.22275. Okay, 0.223. So therefore the rate of increase would be 0.223 cm per second, making sure that you put in your units. Okay, I'm surprised that some of you don't know what is 3SF of. Okay, it's not just one or two, okay, got a handful of you. 3SF, this zero doesn't count as one significant figure, yeah? Alright, you count your significant figure from the first non-zero for decimal number. So 1, 2, 3, 3 significant figures like that, not 0.2. Okay? Okay, question 5 is the question that most of you lost your marks in. Okay, so although you all do well, okay, but question 5 was really the one that caused a lot of loss of marks. And that was because, right, you are still unfamiliar with solving three-pole equation. Okay, so question 5 part I. Okay, firstly to differentiate this, most of you know you have to bring down the power. Okay, power minus 1 you get 3. Then most of you also do remember that your sign need to actually differentiate to get cosine 3x. But there are a number of you who forget that you still have to differentiate the 3x by multiplying 3. Okay, so this was a problem for some of you. So what we should be getting is 12 cosine 3x times 1 plus sine 3x cubed. Okay? Some of you left it as 4 cosine 3x instead of 4. Okay? Now in part 2, okay, the question wants us to find the exact x-coordinate of the point at which the tangent to the curve is parallel to the x-axis. So we have a curve over here, the tangent, okay, so some curve, I don't know how this curve looks like, okay, just going to draw a random sine curve. Alright, this curve's tangent is parallel to the x-axis. X-axis has a gradient of 0 because it is horizontal. So therefore, we should be taking your dy over dx and equate it with 0. Okay? So that actually earns you 1 mark already. But equating this to 0 because your gradient is 0. Okay? Then, how to solve? Okay? So this one, please don't go and expand. It will take forever. In fact, expanding doesn't help. Okay? We apply our zero product rule because we see a product of two things. One is 4 cosine 3x, the other one is 1 plus sine 3x cubed. Okay? So this will mean that 4 cosine 3x equals to 0 or 1 plus sine 3x cubed equals to 0. Okay, this simplifies to cosine 3x equals to 0, and this will mean that 1 plus sine 3x has to be equals to 0. Okay, then for this part, it also means that sine 3x equals to negative 1. Okay, now to solve cosine 3x equals to 0, we rely on our graphs, okay, to help us identify the values. Okay, so cosine graph looks like this. Why I rely on the graph? Because it is a 0 over here. Okay, when it is the axis of curve value or the maximum or minimum, using the graph will really help. Okay, so cosine graph looks like this. We're looking at it equals to 0. That means this point and this point here. Okay, the period of a cosine graph will be 360 degrees. That's 2 pi. So this is pi. This is pi over 2. This is 3 pi over 2. Okay, so this point and this point will be the values of 3x. Okay, because we're solving cosine 3x. So your x values over here, your so-called x value, actually refers to 3x. So 3x equals to pi over 2 or 3 pi over 2. Okay, and then our x value, we divide by 3 for both values, and I will get pi over 6 or pi over 2. Okay, so that is the very first set of solutions. Okay, therefore sine 3x equals to negative 1. Likewise, negative 1 is your minimum value in the sine graph. Okay, so your sine graph looks like this. Okay, when it is negative 1, which is over here, your value here will be 3 pi over 2. Because period of a sine graph is 2 pi, so this will be pi, this is pi over 2, and down here 3 pi over 2. Okay? So your 3x equals to 3 pi over 2. Because we're looking for this one. And x equals to pi over 2. Okay. And therefore, okay, we find that there are 3 values, but pi over 2 is actually repeated. So our final answer will be the x coordinates. Question only wanted the x coordinates. It will be pi over 6 and pi over 2. Okay. So how are the marks allocated? This is 1 mark, 1 mark. 1 mark here. This set of solutions is another 1 mark. This set of solutions is 1 mark. Okay. So you must get the better marks, all the better marks, then you can get answer marks. So some of you didn't do this correctly, you all did this correctly, and actually you do get the pi over 6 and pi over 2, but because you're not getting this right, these 2 marks cannot be awarded. You understand? Even if you have this correctly done. Okay, so maximum is 2 marks if you only have one side of the answer. Okay, questions? Right, I can tell that the trigo part is definitely a weak point, so don't worry, we will definitely do a lot of revision when it comes to revision period. Okay, last one, question 6. meters square. And then we want to find the perimeter of it, which means that you have to find the arc length and then adding up the two radius. Okay, so in order to find the arc length, which the formula has been provided to you, which is r theta, okay, we need to make use of the area. So area is half r squared theta equals to 10. So we want our answer in terms of r. We need to make theta the subject. And we find that theta is equals to 20 over r squared. Okay, so your parameter will be 2 of the radius plus r theta okay, hence we get 2r plus 20 over r. Okay. But some of you didn't let theta to be the subject, you let r theta, that's fine as well. Okay. Then for part 2, we want to find the value of r for which p has a stationary value. So since we have p over here already, which could be expressed as 2r plus 20r or negative 1, we can find the first derivative. To be 2 minus 20 over r squared. And for which p as a stationary value would mean that the first derivative equals to 0. So we find that r is equals to square root 10. Okay? In fact, the good ones will realize that should be plus minus square root 10, because whenever you square root, you get 2 answers, but we reject away the negative. Okay, you need not leave your answer in exact, you can leave it to 3SF, is also fine, which is 3.16. And then for part 3, to determine whether it's a maximum or minimum, you can do the second derivative test or the first derivative test, up to you. Okay, so we will be able to get 20 over r, okay, 40 over r, sorry. So when r equals to root 10, your second derivative will be equals to this, which is about 1.2649, more than 0, therefore it is a maximum, it's a minimum.